The YouTube content you are watching is brought to you by these sponsors. You can also watch the videos completely ad-free on my website, www.van-camping.com. So believe it or not, this is actually not my first choice in camp spots. I've camped here before and I knew it was beautiful and an amazing spot. But whenever I go into another area, I really like to explore and try new places. So I half-heartedly looked on Gaia and found a couple other locations worth checking out. One of them I tried to get into yesterday and it turned out that it was not a very good location and really grown over getting in there. So this was the first camp spot that I had marked on the map to check out in this area. I saw that it looked like on the map that there was a creek at the end of this dead-end road, and I could see by Google Earth that there was an opening down here, and I could even see the remnants of this old fire pit that's here. But the creek is actually really far down the hill. It was hard to decipher that from Google Earth. It kind of looked like it was closer than it is. It's probably about 100 yards down this hill. So I don't think this camp spot is going to be where I'm going to stick it out, even though it was quite a challenge to get in here. I should have probably known right away when the trail got real bad that there probably wasn't a great spot down here, because the road obviously had not been driven a lot. But you know, Sasquatch pushed on through it, no problem. And you know, of course, because I've got the Line-X coating on the van, I didn't have to worry about scratches or anything. So yeah, so we'll turn around, we'll go see if we can find something better. So anyways, yeah, I backed out of that location and I came back to this one, knowing that it was beautiful, and I'm glad to be here. It's just really pleasant with the creek flowing, and We've got some nice weather. It's sunny and it's going to be warm today, pretty warm. Just enjoying some coffee. I think we're going to get out of here pretty quick though, because I do have some plans today for some hiking. That's why I didn't set anything up on the van. I wanted to be pretty mobile, and that's normal for me when I'm out like this. Is a lot of times I don't set anything up because I like to be mobile and move things around. And then kind of towards the end of a trip, you know, when I feel like kind of settling down for a couple days and just relaxing, then I'll kind of set things out and have a little bit more of a camp. But like I said, I'm going to try to get out of here pretty quick because it is going to get hot today. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break from the video. We are actually out exploring some great national forest area. This area itself could actually become another video of van camping in the future, but that is only possible with great sponsors like today's sponsor, which is IceCo. You guys know that I've been using the IceCo JP50 in my van for a long time. In fact, it has been 2 years. I use the JP50 as my dedicated refrigerator. I keep just regular refrigerated items in there. Now you actually can get a dual zone from IceCo. They do offer that, but for me, the JP50 was a perfect fit for my van and my living space. But since I've added the high top, I have now added in the back the IceCo VL60. It is gloriously covered in dirt, but it is now my dedicated freezer, and it keeps all my frozen goods. Having a dedicated freezer like that is awesome because it allows me to stay out in these areas making great content for you guys longer. I have really enjoyed my IceCo brand refrigerators. I think they're a well-made refrigerator, and they offer them at an affordable price compared to other refrigerators on the market. If you guys are interested in looking into a refrigerator or a freezer for your van or your overland vehicle, you can check out their Labor Day sale. Now, I know you don't got much time left because this video just went out on September 3rd, but you still have this evening and you have September 4th to be able to take advantage of the Labor Day sale. So get over to IceCo by going to the link that's in my description and go over there and take advantage of that sale and get yourself a great refrigerator or add a freezer to your overland or van life setup. And man, I tell you what, if you're still using an ice chest and you go to a refrigerator, you're going to realize what an absolute game changer it is. Anyways, thanks to IceCo for supporting this content, and let's get back to watching this video. All right, well, we've gotten up to the spot where we're going to do some hiking. It does look like there might be some people here. In fact, it looks like it might actually be a work crew of some sort. But the area we're in is right on the edge of the wilderness. We're actually going to hike into the wilderness. And unfortunately, there was a pretty devastating forest fire that came through here a few years ago and burned a lot of the area that we're going to be in. In fact, probably driving up, you saw that we went through a lot of the burn area there. But it's still very beautiful, and as devastating as a fire can be, there's still a lot of beauty to be seen. I liken it to watching an elderly person pass away while at the same instance being reborn. It's sad to see the old forest gone, but there's so much beauty coming back with the new rebirth of the forest. So yeah, it's sad, but beautiful. And, and one day this forest will be amazing again. And to me, it's still amazing right now. All right, folks. Well, we got up this morning and we got down to High Lake, which is a small lake here in the Strawberry Wilderness. And it was my intention to come down here, spend a little time fly fishing and just hanging out on the lake. It is supposed to be a fairly warm day. But when I first got down here, it was a little bit busy. There's some people camped around, which is totally be expected this time of year, backpacked around here. So I thought maybe I'd just have a quick snack, hang out for a minute, relax, and then we'd go up high in the mountains, because I was here last year and I spent some time photographing some mountain goats. And so I thought, well, maybe we just spend the time, we'd hike up in the mountains, we'd check out some of the craggy rocks and kind of work our way around and see if we could find a mountain goat or some mountain goats to film or photograph. And just as I was about ready to kind of start packing up and heading out, I noticed over across the lake that there was some mountain goats on the hillside. So I got out my long lens, which, I had my backpack, my big long lens, and started getting some video and some photo of those mountain goats. But as I was doing that, I noticed that just over to the side of me, there was a whole herd of mountain goats. And they were all actually right down here low on the lake. You might be noticing there's one right directly behind me right now. And in fact, I know you can't see from this camera view, but they are all around me right now. I've got one that's just walking beside me over here, and I can hear another one behind, just out of camera over here. But they're starting to kind of move through now, but there was a big group of them right in here just a few minutes ago, and I've just been, it's been probably an hour that I've just been sitting here and photographing and getting film of these guys. And they don't, like I said, they don't seem to be too concerned about me. I mean, they are aware that I am here and they keep their distance, and I'm doing the same, keeping my distance. But man, what an absolutely fabulous experience. To be out here in the wilderness along this beautiful lake and have these wonderful animals just hanging out, basically just hanging out around me. And many of them have babies, pretty young. I wouldn't say they're baby, but they're definitely very young. So yeah, It's been, and I'm gonna have to pay this guy extra for just hanging out and frame with me while I did this talk. But yeah, what a great day. Well, we're just sitting here enjoying a little bit of coffee. It's gotten quiet on the lake. Pretty much everybody that was down here when I first came has packed out of here and moved on. And the goats, I spent quite a bit of time with them this morning getting photographs, and like I said, they pretty much just hung right around here where I was at for a long time, but they eventually did move on. I think they're just off in these trees in some shade, somewhere where they can stay cool. But I spent my time with them, and then I went off and I took some time to filter some water so that I had plenty of water down here. And then I had a little freeze-dried meal. So basically I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I had a little bit of snack earlier, but I was looking forward to something solid. So we had a freeze-dried meal. But like I said, it's quiet down here right now. There is still a large camp down here, but that's a work crew. They are off somewhere. I have not heard or seen them. I guess talking to one of the campers that were down here that they left about 4:30 this morning. I think while we have a little bit of time and it's quiet here on the lake, we're going to try a little bit of fishing. Now I did come, like I said, I spent some time here last year and I came down with a spinning reel and a Panther Martin lure, and I did okay. I caught a few fish. I don't think there's anything super big in this lake, pretty small little trout, but they're fun to catch. But I thought this time we'd go ahead and bring the fly pole down. Now, admittedly, the fly pole is not my first language. I'm much better with a spinning reel and a lure, but I've been playing with it a little bit here lately, and I've been enjoying it. And so I thought we'd come down, and you know, it's hot today. So if we caught something great, that's icing on the cake. But if we don't, it'll just feel good to stand in some cool water. thought I'd show you if I can keep my feet from getting tangled in my line. This is what we're catching here. Just some really small, looks like some little cutthroat. Nice little fish. Just fun to do. We get him back in the water now. All right, guys, well, we've had a pretty wonderful day down here. I mean, don't get me wrong, any time that you get to spend some time in the wilderness is a wonderful time, but, you know, today just blew away any conceptions that I had for the day as far as what I thought might happen or what I might see. You know, I thought there was a decent chance that I could see mountain goats because I'd seen them before, and if I did take the opportunity to fish, you know, I thought there was an opportunity that I might catch one or something like that, knowing that I'm not really a fantastic fly fisherman. You know, just having the goats right here, like literally walking around me. And in fact, there's a few that are still, that moved back kind of over here. They'd all left a little bit earlier, but there's a small handful that's just laying down over kind of behind me. But, yeah, and the fishing, just incredible. What a great place to, I mean, if you ever wanted to get the bug for fly fishing, this is a great place to come because they're just so active. And I caught so many fish, I couldn't believe it. I mean, of course, they were all just tiny little fish, but still fun, just fun. So, but anyways, it is getting late in the afternoon, so I think I'm going to pack up what I've got and we're gonna head back up to the van and find somewhere, and we'll just get settled for the evening and relax and have some dinner. Well, the sun's starting to drop, and I threw some pants on just because when the sun starts to drop, we get a few mosquitoes. Not too bad, actually. It's been real pleasant here, especially for this time of year. You know, we're kind of in that in-between time when the mosquitoes could still be bad in some areas, but they're starting to wind down at least. But unfortunately, the yellow jackets are starting to come out, and they like meat. And when I was cooking those steaks, they wanted those things as bad as I did. So we had to kind of rush through that pretty quick, or else we were going to have a real problem. It's been a couple days since I was down with the mountain goats, and been just real pleasant. We keep coming back to this camp. Nobody's come in and taken it over. We take off, and in fact I did go back down to the lake a day or two and just play with my fly pole and have some fun catching those little trout, because they seem to be super easy to catch on that lake, so that's fun. I did practice a little bit in the meadow. I did practice my fly casting a little bit. I watched a couple videos. I think I still have a very long ways to go, but we did have a good time down there on the lake the last couple of days. But today we just sat in camp all day, just relaxed, chilled out, had a little breakfast, cooked up some hash browns and eggs, and then we did a couple chores. I cleaned up the solar panels so that way I could get good solar throughout the day. And then when it got real hot, because we've had a couple of good hot days, when it got real hot I found a really nice spot in the creek, and I just kind of chilled out there for a little while and cooled off. It's been real nice. I really like this spot. I'm glad I was able to get it. But the adventure is not over yet. Tomorrow we're going to actually leave the comfort of the van for a couple days. All right, well, good morning. We've gotten up early this morning and we've come up to a trailhead. We're going to hike up into Strawberry Lake, which is in the Strawberry Wilderness. And that lake, I've been to it once before, and it had some nice cutthroat trout in it. So I thought it would be a fun time to just go up and spend a couple days backpacking. I haven't actually done that for a while. It's a fairly short hike, but it is pretty steep and a lot of switchbacks. But it is nice because there's a little cloud cover this morning, so it's making the hike a little bit cooler and a little bit more comfortable. Just okay, no, you're just no. One of the things that I really enjoy about living in the van and the whole concept around van life is just the nomadic lifestyle, being able to go where you want, travel where you want, and wake up and be able to explore and check out amazing places like this. But today we're going to meet someone up here at the lake that takes the nomadic lifestyle to a whole new level. The content on the Van Camping channel is brought to you in part by the sales of my very own Primal Outdoors coffee. If you're looking for a great tasting coffee to take on your next outdoor adventure, go to my website www.van-camping.com and pick up a bag of Primal Outdoors coffee. Primal Outdoors coffee is available in light, medium, and dark roast. And for my followers out there with Keurigs, Primal Outdoors coffee is now available in K-Caps. Fuel your next outdoor adventure with some Primal Outdoors coffee today.
Well, hey there, I'm Michael Ridge. I've been living and traveling nomadic on horseback for the last decade. spending all my time out in the wildlands, April through fall. And then I spend the winter time in my teepee. So every fall I have to look for a winter camp, which is essentially just a break from 6 months of nomadic travels. And wherever that happens to be, it's different every year. And in the meantime, I just explore anywhere I want to and go anywhere. Spring ride out is typically in April. So my travel season started out this year in the Klamath Basin near a tiny little town called Sprague River, Oregon. Now I'm here in the Strawberries. And I've never been here before, so it's been pretty exciting. It's kind of scary to travel on alpine trails that you just don't know what you're coming into. And as I travel on my horses, I follow the traditional food system. And the traditional food systems morph and change as you move through the seasons, starting with the roots and greens and shoots and berries, nuts, and fruits. And then I like to gather all kinds of those seeds and plant them as I travel, tending the camps that I make. So a huge part of my education in living this way is implementing those traditional living skills back into everyday life. And so I every winter, I'll tan hides and make clothes, make backpacks, hats, moccasins, anything. And I do that every year. It's an annual thing to get a deer and to tan skins. And then integrating the wild foods into like modern style cuisines, making really fancy, more healthy foods than most people have the fortune of enjoying. So it is a good thing I do pack food with me, because I've never been here before, and if I were to have no food and solely rely on the wild right here, I'd be hungry. Wasn't able to catch a fish. Most of the berries here are in the shade, but there's raspberries and gooseberries and wax currants and service berries. There's all these foods here, but they're not producing. So with my horses, I can ride every single one of my horses, both the horses and my mule. But I prefer to ride Taka because she is the Cadillac. And I have to carry all the tools and equipment to put shoes on my horses as I move. Yeah, so I don't travel with a normal backpacking tent, which might be convenient for bugs and stuff. So as you can see, I got a mosquito net, and I like the canvas tarps. So I carry 2 canvas tarps, and both of them cover a pack for both pack horses. And so if we happen to be traveling in bad weather, these canvas tarps keep my packs dry, but also suit as a shelter. I got an overhead tarp and a ground tarp, and then that allows me to actually have a fire in my shelter through the harsh of spring and the fall. Once summertime comes, then no fires, but lots of bugs. And so this bug net has been a lifesaver. It's a new feature to my life. So if you want to see more of the journey that I share online, you can check it out on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. I post on all of those platforms.
The content created on the Van Camping channel is made possible by the support of the members of the Van Camping website, www.van-camping.com. By becoming a member, you'll be able to enjoy the video content I create free of all advertisements, and have the ability to download the videos for offline viewing in 4K. Your membership also gives you access to forums where we talk about everything from vehicle builds, camp recipes, photography, and video creation. Certain membership levels also gain access to my personal GPS database, full of amazing locations to camp around Oregon. Consider becoming a member today, and not only will you become a part of an amazing community, but you will play a major role in creating new awesome adventures that will be shared on the Van Camping channel. Still pretty early yet, a little bit after 6. Sun's still on the other side of the mountains. Kind of cool here in the forest. And it's really quiet and calm. We're having a little bit of breakfast, a little breakfast skillet, one of my favorite mountain houses. You might be able to hear the horses in the background. They're just munching away. Yeah, we're just kind of getting a slow start. Just enjoying the beauty and relaxing.
You ever tried Mare's milk?
I have not.
Oh, it's really good. It kind of tastes like the milk after you ate your Lucky Charms.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Super sugary. I'm always really gentle with my horses. I try to be polite. I don't throw my shit on them. So many people do that though. If you feel this horse compared to Taka, she is like either tense or got a lot of muscle. She is firm.
Yeah.
Like a rock. And I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
She's been packing all year, so she's toned up, muscly. She got pitch on her ass. Unfortunately, she's the utility pack, so she carries all the tools and equipment, and that stuff stays relatively the same all year long.
Well, I'm just taking some time to enjoy this last morning here at Strawberry Lake. It's a beautiful morning. Just a slight breeze. The sun has come up high in the sky over the mountain in front of us, and it's warm and comfortable right now. It was a pretty chilly morning this morning, before the sun came up, but now it's warm, comfortable, very comforting. And like I said, I wanted to take a few minutes to just take it all in before I headed back down to the van and moved on to my next adventure. I've already got my pack and everything all settled and ready to go, and Michael's actually already geared up his horses and headed on down the trail. It was interesting to spend time with him this weekend and learn about his nomadic lifestyle and the simplicities and complexities of living like that in this modern age. In many ways, it's very romantic, and I can see myself even wanting to live like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, and living in the van already affords me a little taste of that lifestyle, being able to kind of move from place to place. But Michael's closeness to the land really showed through this weekend, and his care of the horses, and just really, really nice to see that the heart of the mountain man is still living on in this modern life with people like Michael.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.